some great questions to me through the blog at thinklink.com and also on our Facebook page. So I picked 2 questions to answer on today's Real Estate Minute. The first question is from 2 siblings who inherited their father's home, and the home was underwater on its mortgage. They deeded the property back to the mortgage company and wanted to let it go into foreclosure. When the bank foreclosed, and this is the tricky part, the bank listed on the paper in the court documents that the siblings were the owners instead of the dad. They wanted to know if that was legal for the bank to do and what, if anything, they could do to help protect their credit. When I saw this question, guys, I just wanted to go, why didn't you ask before you contacted the bank? The answer is that the siblings should not have accepted the inheritance at the beginning, right when their dad died. This is a really important point. Just because somebody leaves you something in their will doesn't mean you have to accept the bequest. I think a lot of people assume that because they're named in a will, they automatically have to take it. But if somebody gives you a pile of trash, you do not have to accept that pile of trash. Since the property was underwater, the siblings should have turned down the inheritance, and then whoever was the executor, probably one of the siblings, should have simply handed the keys back at that point to the lender. The siblings would have been totally out of it, and their credit would have been safe. That probably isn't going to happen now because it's already gone through this foreclosure process. What the siblings should do now is consult with an estate attorney, estate as opposed to a real estate attorney, but that you may need to do that as well, who can give you some options to uncouple the name from this property and suggest a way to work with the lender. I don't have a lot of other great suggestions at this point. If you had just in the beginning not accepted the bequest, it would have been a lot easier. Now, it's true that you would have had to probably sell and settle the estate, so whatever else there was with the estate would have had to go towards paying down that mortgage or paying off that mortgage. But when lenders are dealing with somebody who's dead, it goes a lot better than when they're dealing with siblings who may have other assets. The second question comes from an individual who's wondering whether a property owner can swap or even exchange a rental home for a second home. And she wanted to know if she could do her own paperwork. No is the big answer here. I think what you're talking about is a 1031 exchange, which under IRS rules you can do a like-kind exchange and defer any taxes owed. But a rental property and a second home are not the same thing, right? Rental property means you rent it out to other people, you get income, there's depreciation. A second home is something that you're actually using personally. Now, you could swap a rental home for a commercial building because both properties are commercial. But since the second home is a place that you use, and unless you rent it out, in which case it would be an investment property instead of a second home, it wouldn't qualify for the 1031 exchange. Also, more importantly, you can never do your own paperwork with a 1031 exchange. You'd need to use a qualified third-party 1031 exchange company that can help not only with the documentation, but can actually hold on to the funds until you're ready to reinvest them and basically keep you at arm's length. If you're interested in 1031 exchanges, you should buy my Intentional Investor How to Be Wildly Successful in Real Estate package, which is available at thinklinkstore.com. There are 9 ebooks and 9 videos in one package that give you a lot of information, basically the entry information you need about 1031 exchanges. Use the code BUYNOW, one word, buy now, and get a substantial discount on your purchase. You can also go to irs.gov and take a look at some of the forms that deal with 1031 exchanges. Thanks for your questions, and be sure to keep them coming. I'm Elise Glink. For more details and links and answers to your questions, visit my website, where I'm working to rebuild America one house at a time.